Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, welcome. Thank you for joining us for Vestaboard's live event. We are thrilled that you're here. Thank you for taking the time. I'd like to introduce Dorrian Porter, our founder and CEO. Dorrian?
Thank you, Kristen. Welcome, everybody. We appreciate you joining us this Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. I love having these live events. We had one last June, and this is our third. We had a customer event just after that. And this is a big milestone for us because we are actually shipping product, which is the first live event we've had while we're shipping product, which is even more exciting. And the purpose of today's event is both to update our customers and to introduce Vestaboard to non-customers in the hopes that they also become customers. We want to demo some software today for you. We're going to introduce the Founders Vestaboard, which is a concept we talked about last February with customers. And so a little bit of the software demo is going to be about that. And then actually showing you the Founders Vestaboard behind us. We're going to talk about Inspire Community, a program we have around charity that Kristen, who you just met, is going to talk about. And then we'll talk about the investment offer we mentioned in the live event email. So thank you for taking time this morning. Obviously, 2021 is a new year, but also looking like a difficult year. 2020, I'm sure for many of you, had hardship. And so Vestaboard and the people associated with Vestaboard, the team, were not indifferent to that hardship, both professionally and personally. But I do hope that everyone out there is well and can do well in 2021. And I hope we can just take a little break to talk about what we're doing and enjoy this session as a little bit of a break from what's happening out there. Vestaboard has been a journey, as many of you know. It's been a long time in the making. I first thought of it, believe it or not, in 2012, walking through a train station in Paris and thinking about, could this be something that is introduced into the world as something different than a digital screen. And so I'm sure almost all of you are very aware now that it is not a digital screen. But what we're trying to do with Vestaboard is to create something that's not only beautiful and unique and fun, but also build it around a concept of shared messaging, something that's different than just looking down at our phones every day. And that's really the concept that we're running. So we do want to see Vestaboard in lots of use cases, and I'll talk about the shipping we've already done and how those use cases are going along. But being able to use your phone to send a message that can make a difference, that can inspire someone else, that can get a team in sync. These are some of the things that we think Vestaboard can achieve, and really to foster a connection for people that is, again, different than constantly looking at a screen. We know screens are present. That's my daughter Ashley in this photo. I assure you, screens are more present than they maybe should be, especially now with online school. But Vestaboard for us is something that can maybe change that a little bit in the world. So I'm going to give you an update, but just to level set everyone on Vestaboard and what it is. You can see it behind me as well, but it's not a digital screen. We've tried to make it beautiful. I can assure anyone who hasn't seen one in person, and that's probably most of you on this live event. Some of you have, which is exciting. And some of you have Vestaboard in your own home now or workplace. It does not look like a digital screen when you see it. It looks very much like it works with the interior environment in which Vestaboard sits. And what makes it so different is that it's not a digital screen. We spent all our time, and it looks so easy. On your screen, you'll see a video, this simple concept of flaps that are flipping, called a split flap, that was invented over 100 years ago for a clock. But that concept seems so easy that you just have to send the flaps around the wheel in order to form a message. But I can assure you it wasn't easy getting to this point. It was a lot of work to take something that is true. We're in other places like train stations, and they were very big. And to get it down to a size that we thought could work for Vestaboard was a very, very time-consuming task. And I'm thrilled that even though Vestaboard has 132 bits, we call these bits, they have 132 bits, our team really came together over many years to get it in the form that you see now, and to a point where we can actually put it in a box and ship it to you. So Vestaboard has 132 character units, and not quite 132 people have, well, probably 132 people have contributed to this project. But the team behind Vestaboard has worked very, very hard over many years to get to the point where we are today. And one thing about product design that I find remarkable is once you get to a finished product, it looks so simple and everything makes sense. But that's not always the case as you're actually trying to figure out how to make and deliver the product. Not everyone on the team is here on this call today because as we started to ship product in November and December, that has increased our activity level. Many of our customers are getting to know our team members. I can't say enough about Aaron Clark and Mark Confroy and many people whose name you'll recognize, Teresa Gadare, who have just been there for the customers as we've started to ship product. And I appreciate all of our customers' patience for anything that they might need or face from us, to know that we're there and we're gonna work hard to make sure that everything is just perfect for your Vestaboard. And so I thank the team for working through that with our customers. Before I go into the software demo, I just wanted to let you know a little bit about the company. We sold 3,000 units. We made some fanfare about that in November, so you probably heard that number before. It took us more than 1 year to sell 3,000 units in that case. We were sight unseen. As you know, we were still working on the product. We ended up making officially 525 Vestaboards in the month of December and November, and we delivered 415 of those. We've upticked our production going into this month, and we're gonna keep delivering those. And I'll talk a little bit about that a little later. But 415 units have been delivered to customers as of December 31st, and we're exceptionally proud of that because it took us so long to get there. I know many of you will be asking, where is yours? And I'll talk about that in the presentation too. But we are really doing well to keep production on track and to keep shipping. There's units on their way to customers now, and there's more units coming to our distribution facility to get them out to customers. Our goals for 2021 are big. We would like to ship 5,000 units this year. We have got a 2,500 unit backlog going into the new year. So over the next 4 months, we will fulfill those units. And our plan is to keep the pace of production this year based on demand for the product. Demand for the product is going to come down to, as customers receive it, do they love it? Do they enjoy it? Is it something that they really treasure? That's our goal. And I will tell you the most gratifying thing we have faced as a company is seeing Vestaboards go out into the world. We've got a little series that we've started on our website called Spotted in the Wild. And more every day, we're seeing our customers post to social media or sending an internal message to us, telling us that they've received the Vestaboard. And I will tell you that nothing is more gratifying than seeing all of these Vestaboards finally reach people outside of our own offices. And so thank you to every customer who has shared a story back with us. It's exceptionally motivating for our team to see these stories happen. And I will tell you, as the founder, someone who created Vestaboard in part because I was wondering how I could put quotes on my wall for my children. And this goes back many years now, so my children are much older, so the quotes need to get a little more sophisticated. But as I thought about that concept and then to see it start to develop with others in the world, I would just point to this one, which I saw yesterday on social media, where one of our customers, Matt, is using his Vestaboard as a daily ritual now with his children to send them to school with a quote that they can enjoy. Another story is actually close friends of mine, Stefan and Madonna. They've followed this journey for quite a while and wondered, what was coming, when's Vestaboard coming? They received their Vestaboard. You see in the photo in the upper left, Grayson, who is using the Vestaboard, and in this case, sent a happy birthday message inside the family to the nanny one morning. And these kinds of connections that Vestaboard is starting to create is really the purpose behind creating Vestaboard. Of course, we think it's a really neat and cool thing. We love building Vestaboard, but the more stories that we get out there and hear about the use cases are exciting for us. And they range from home use cases to workplace use cases to office use cases. And we love to see all of it. And we look forward to just keep learning and working with you to make it a great product for your environment. You came here for the software demo. I'm realizing I get zero interactivity on these things. So right up next to the software demo, I'm going to show you the mobile app, which is actually available in the App Store. And then I'm going to flip over to the web app and demonstrate the web functionality for you. So just give me 1 second to share my screen here and make sure I get this. Oh, perfect timing. If you see behind me, I set up an automated message, I forgot about that, to tell us the weather today. So Vestaboard, just as I'm starting the software demo at 9:15, let us know that the weather today will be cloudy with a high of 62 and a low of 42, which means that I am in California, because anytime we've ever posted that type of weather, we always get a comment saying you must live in California. And so I apologize to those of you in the East Coast who do not see between 40 and 60 degrees every day. But I can empathize because I went to school in Toronto and in Ottawa. And when I was in university in Ottawa, I learned that it is the second coldest capital in the world next to Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. So I'm very familiar with cold weather, but here we get between 40 and 60. And I'll talk about how that automation happened. I'll show you how that automation happened, how I created that automation as part of this demo now. So hopefully I am screen broadcasting to Zoom. I will stop screen sharing here, and you should see a demo of Vestaboard's mobile app on your screen. Okay, so I'm gonna hold the phone, be able to broadcast. This is exciting. And it's talking about what's live on the Founders Vestaboard. So you'll see here, oh, I gotta use the phone. You'll see here that it's telling us at the top of our mobile app what's showing on the Founders Vestaboard. Okay, so if you do the math with me, it all matches up. Founders Vestaboard, that's called the Founders Vestaboard. That's what's showing on the screen. So at the top of our mobile app, we're gonna always preview for you what's showing on the Vestaboard. We've got three main sections to our home screen. We've got today's picks. Today's picks are being put together by an intern named Nicole. She does a remarkable job. Every day when our customers now log into the app, they can choose from among 3 messages to send to their Vestaboard, which is wonderful. And so you don't have to send a message that you invent. You can log in every morning, see one of Nicole's amazing today's picks, and send whatever message there that delights you. So that's one way you can send your Vestaboard. I will demo for that for you. You can send The Purpose of It All is Love by Brandy Carlisle. And sometimes it takes between 5 and 12 seconds for a message to show. And behind me, Vestaboard will display The Purpose of It All is Love, which is nice. There's other sections inside the app. You can scroll through your favorites, save messages from other places in the app to get to some favorite messages. And everything you send to your Vestaboard is going to show up in your history here. So you'll see that's the last message, was before, there's our newest message, and you can just go back in time and scroll through history. And both your favorites and your history are going to be available to you in tabs so you can get access to more of it. I think we've had requests from customers to make sure we keep this list going even further than we do. We might do 25 or 50, but you can access all your history and all your favorites in separate tabs. And you'll see us build out these history and favorite tabs as we go. You can craft any message to send to your Vestaboard. So I can type anything I want and say, this is the message we open with when you get your Vestaboard. All you need is love. So you can send a message. We have what's called auto and we have visual. We're still getting these exactly right. But what auto is going to allow you to do is it's just send a message and it will show up and get formatted for you. And you can send that message so that it gets sent and then it just gets nicely formatted on the Vestaboard. Or you can flip over to what we call visual editor, where you have the opportunity to place messages. And it may be hard to see on your screen, but on the mobile device itself, you can see where you can put exactly the message that you want in exactly the right place. I think about things like menus, where you might want to have a set menu exactly where you want it. Amazingly to me, many people just love to put messages where they want it. So it may not just be a menu, it may be something that you want to do for your own business or home, that you want messages in the exact same spot. But this is going to allow you to format messages exactly how you want to see them. And what's really beautiful about the visual editor is when you get into the colors. So I'm going to erase all these ones. And you can pick your color and then you can put your tiles exactly where you want them to go using your finger. So just using the touch screen, you can send any kind of message or design that you want on the mobile app, kind of making Tetris there, and send it to the Vestaboard so that it shows up visually exactly how you'd want to see it on the Vestaboard. So that feature of the Vestaboard that allows you to do visual editing is turning out to be probably more popular than the auto. And we're going to keep working with our customers to make sure that they get the exact experience they want with the visual editor. So those are the main ways that you're going to send your messages to Vestaboard today. I'm going to tell you that very soon inside the mobile app, we are going to release what's called installables. And installables get us to the point of sending some automated messages. So you saw the weather come in at 9:15. I used features called installables that I'm going to demonstrate next on our web app that allow you to do that. And we will bring these inside the mobile app as we go. But for now, when you go to the tab called installables, it asks you as a customer to go to the website to actually play with the installables we have. And we are just getting started with installables. So we are in, I won't even call it inning one. We're just kind of getting ready to go up to bat before the game starts on the software installables, because we have a huge vision around all of the integrations that people are going to be able to do using installables. So I'm going to show a few of them today using the web app. And then I'm going to demonstrate to you a feature that we're introducing as part of installables that I think is really exciting, called recurring messages, that I think will be just a great addition to every customer. In fact, probably every customer is asking for this, the ability to have automated recurring messages come through their Vestaboard. And so I'm going to demonstrate that to you today. So if I am now sharing my screen, which I believe I am, let me just make sure I'm doing that. Okay, I probably wasn't, so good on me. Okay, so now you should see the web app that's accessible on PC and tablet. So you can go log on to web.vestaboard.com and play around with the simulator, we call it. So you actually can have a virtual Vestaboard before you have a physical Vestaboard. But it's going to do some very similar things to what you saw on the mobile app. It's going to allow you to visualize what's on the Vestaboard currently. Before I get into the installable demo, I just want to show you a few other features that we have that are important to our customers. One is the idea that you can control multiple Vestaboards from the same account. So if you happen to have a couple of Vestaboards and you want to be able to manage them all in one place, we're going to put that all inside the same account for you to do it. And so it's as simple as just switching over to another Vestaboard to see what's on that Vestaboard and controlling it. Certainly welcome any customers to have more than one Vestaboard. Works great for businesses. I think about any company that has multiple offices, wants to get the same message out to all the offices at once, or different retail spaces all at once, being able to get that message quickly and easily out to different places, I think is a really compelling feature of controlling Vestaboard, from the web and mobile. You can access all the ones from mobile as well. And then the second thing I'm just going to show you real quick before we get into the installables is being able to have multiple users on each Vestaboard. So every Vestaboard inside the account by Vestaboard can have different users that are accessing the Vestaboard. One of the users is going to be an owner. You can designate an administrator, and then you can have people who can just send messages to the Vestaboard. So you'll be able to have your whole family using the Vestaboard. You can even have friends using the Vestaboard. In fact, just in case anyone was wondering, one of these Vestaboards is a friend of mine who I can actually send messages to, which is fun. And then you get those user controls by Vestaboard inside the app. So you get multiple Vestaboards inside the app, both web and mobile, and also user control inside the app as well. And then finally, before I get to installables, the foundation of installables is our API. For those of you who don't know, an API is an application programming interface. And so developers, if you're at all inclined to software development, and many of you are very inclined, we do have an API. We have published docs for you to read. And when using that API, what our expectation and our hope is that we can have people building installables for customers who are not programmatically inclined. And so not only as a customer of Vestaboard could you build something with the API for yourself, eventually we would love to enable you to offer that same functionality to other customers on the platform so that they can access it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of things about the installables. So again, this is really early on, but it's an exciting area. One of the easiest, one of the first installables we added, which we talked a lot about before we launched, was IFT, okay? So IFT stands for IFTTT, if, then that. And it's a pretty cool software system. It's not our company, it's a company we've now integrated with. And I'm just going to show you, let's see. Give me one sec to show you the IFT. Okay. So what IFTT allows you to do, and this is where the weather comes in, is it allows you to connect your Vestaboard to the IFT platform, go into the IFT platform and choose from just hundreds of services that you can then connect to your Vestaboard. So I'm going to talk about a few of the ones I've created, but I'm going to show you that you can choose from, all the smart home devices that are out there. Many of you might have a Wise camera or a Nest or other things. You'll find a lot of services on IFT that if they're outputting a message, you can then have that message automatically sent to Vestaboard. And so I wanted to show you some of the ones that I've created in addition to the weather one. But you can, so there's send today's weather forecast to Vestaboard every day at 9:15. So that's what came in at 9:15. We've got it connected so that if a song is played on Amazon Music, then you can display the name of an artist on your Vestaboard and the song that's playing, which is exciting and fun. If I send a tweet on Twitter, on my Twitter account, and hashtag it Vestaboard, then it will show up on the Vestaboard as well. You can even control it with your voice using the IFT platform. And then one that's in the video that's out there is when you come within 500 meters of home, it can tell the Vestaboard, the family, that dad is now arriving home, which is a fun use case. So there are lots to play with integrations there. What we've found is that we think we can improve a lot of the integrations that happen with some platforms. And we also think that this notion of recurring messages is going to be super powerful for us. So, and for our customers. So what we really are excited about is not only having IFTT and adding recurring messages, but also starting to create other kinds of integrations that may not be available to you today. So I'm gonna flip back to the demo. So I hope you're getting a gist of this. I want to talk about the Founders Vestaboard for a second and then the installables that are on there. So IFTT is available inside the web app today. So if you're a customer and you create an account there, you can go and create an account on IFTT and start connecting and playing with some of those services. What I'm going to demo next is what's called recurring messages. And we're going to talk about it in the context of the Founders Vestaboard. So what recurring messages is going to allow you to do is essentially start to organize a stream of messages. So whatever stream of messages you would like. So I'll actually start the Founders Vestaboard too. I've kind of built one in the background. These are the messages from our great founding customers. You're able to select how often you want the messages to come in. So if you create 2 or more messages, you can put them on a recurring cycle and select how often you want them to show up on your Vestaboard. You'll be able to pick the start time of when those get started. And then you got to pick your messages. And so you'll be able to go into the tool and type a message. So you could use some of the messages that our customers have sent. I'm going to keep these fairly short just for purposes of the demo. There's actually one here. I think it's like, I think this comes from Marsha Kramer. I don't know if she's on the call today. We said, don't play ball in the house. Okay, and then you're just gonna set that up as one recurring message, okay? But one recurring message isn't very fun. You might as well just let one message sit there. You're just gonna be able to keep adding messages. And right there, I use the auto tool that's just gonna let it get arranged nicely on the Vestaboard. But the visual editor is going to be available to you as well in this tool. And so you'll be able to craft whatever message you want next. I'm going to take a break from quotes for a second and talk about colors because I get really excited about what people may be able to create for recurring messages with colors. So for example, you could have, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Doesn't matter, but I'll fix it. But you could have colors here. In fact, I should do the demo. Someone has a great idea for one of these. And you can save that message, but you could just start to add different patterns and colors and have them come in every hour or once a day or every minute. In fact, I chose the colors red and orange and yellow because someone has suggested the idea you could have a fireplace crackling every minute. Vestaboard's just sending a few of the embers of the fire coming to Vestaboard. And so it's kind of a tool that's just getting started that we can't wait to see. But what would happen here is these messages would rotate through on that every hour cycle that I message. So first message comes up, second message comes up, and it rotates through. And the nice thing is you'll be able to swap the order of them anytime you want. So as you add more and more content, you'll be able to identify, what order you want them to flow in or change the order as you wish. All right, So that's recurring messages, not available today, but coming any day within the next week. We plan to start rolling this out to customers, having them start to use it, giving us feedback, and hopefully really enjoying the automation effect of the Vestaboard. One thing I didn't show you here is you'll be able to enable or disable these streams of messages. And so when it's not enabled, when it's disabled, then it won't show up on the Vestaboard. But what you're going to see now with the Founders Vestaboard for the rest of the session is you'll start to see these messages that I've set up earlier start to stream in because it's now enabled. This also plays into the idea of quiet hours, where you'll be able to set quiet hours as well, so that any kind of automations don't come in at midnight or at 4 in the morning. Inside the app and inside the web, you'll be able to set quiet hours as these automations get going, so that, you know, even if you've set up this beautiful stream of recurring messages, you can control when they come in. All right, paying attention to time here. I hope you've been able to follow along this demonstration. I want to talk about the Founders Vestaboard. So the Founders Vestaboard is the idea that we will have in our headquarters, and this is what you're looking at here today, the Founders Vestaboard quotes. So in February of last year, we were trying to look at our manufacturing timing, and we had collected a lot of deposits from our customers, but not a lot of balances yet. And so what we did was we went to our customers in February. We said, if you pay your balance, we'll make you a founding customer. And with a founding customer, we intend to have these quotes on our Vestaboard in our headquarters. And I can't thank you enough, founding customers, to come in and pay your balance and put that trust in us. And so now it's our turn to deliver this founding customer Vestaboard. And so what we're going to do is just rotate through quotes that customers are sending in to us as part of the founding customer program. There were some other benefits too, by the way. But one of the things that we're going to do is just rotate these quotes through Vestaboard here in the headquarters. I don't know the frequency that I've got these going here, but they should start to come in. But details matter. It's worth waiting to get it right. Steve's Jobs quote from Jan Mass. I had to put that one in there because some of our customers are very kind. Even though we delayed a couple times to get to shipping, they come back and they say, I understand, we want you to get it perfect. And so I love some of the quotes that our customers have shared. Another one, travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. Quote by Mark Twain, sent in by Russell Howell. And so all of these quotes that have been added here to the Founding Vestaboard will rotate through. And I just gotta check the set. Well, actually I should be able to see it there. Yeah, so at 9, they'll start at 9:40, 9:38 maybe. So in 2 minutes, they'll start to come in. And then this will stay our Founding Vestaboard. It will travel with us. There may be opportunities for other customers to add their quotes. We would love to add those quotes. I hope one day you get to visit the Founders Vestaboard to see those quotes. And we really do appreciate that kind of connection back with you, which is really a part of why we're building Vestaboard in the first place, to kind of create these kinds of connections beyond just a screen. We can actually enjoy these quotes coming in into our office once we're back in an office, which we just love. So thank you very much for participating in that. All right, so that ends the software demo. I'm going to go back to our presentation and just give me 1 second. Make sure I'm sharing that. I am. And in about 1 minute, we'll see that Vestaboard change on the recurring messages. Before we go there, I'm going to introduce Kristin Keeffe back to you to talk about our Inspire community program, and hand it over to Kristen to talk about what we're doing as a team here to support charitable giving.
Thank you so much, Dorrian. I am thrilled to introduce to you Inspire Community. It's Vestaboard's 1 in 100 program. Vestaboard has been committed to the community since its inception. We donate 1 out of 100, every 100 Vestaboards sold to an organization or an individual who inspires others. So accordingly, we are donating 30 of our 3,000 sold out founding edition units. Excuse me, we've already designated some, but we have many more left to designate. And so now we invite you, our customers, our subscribers, our investors, to join us and to help us identify organizations and individuals doing great work. So we ask, is there an organization that inspires you, that inspires others, and that can use Vestaboard to spread that inspiration? During our Start Engine campaign, which Dorrian will talk about later, investors who invest $10,000 or more can choose one organization to which we will donate a Vestaboard. But in addition, any of you can nominate a person or organization who inspires others. Our Inspire Community nominations will officially launch in a couple of weeks, but you don't need to wait. You can use the linked form that's on the slide to send us your nominations. If you've already reached out, no need to reach out again. We will be announcing recipients in March, deliveries to come May 2021, so stay tuned. And I'd like to close, Dorrian, if you can change slides, I'd like to close by introducing you to Rescue Freedom. It's going to be one of our Inspire Community Vestaboard recipients. And its mission is to empower the rescue and restoration of those in sexual slavery and to prevent exploitation. Operating in 21 countries, Rescue Freedom plans to use its Vestaboard to unite its teams globally. I want to share a quote with you from their CEO, Jeremy Valorant, who said, "We have team members scattered all over the world fighting human trafficking. Our Vestaboard will be a powerful way to share updates from the field, quotes from survivors, and reflections from those who are traveling. We believe that the Vestaboard will help everyone in our office and those who visit us to feel more connected to the life-changing work happening all around the world every single day." Thank you. Back to you, Dorrian.
Thank you so much, Kristen. And really, I think our team is excited to be able to be part of this process, and we'd love to see as many nominations as are out there. It's exciting to have many people who do like Vestaboard, who know that it's not a product that is, it's a product that costs money, and our ability to give people this product and to get a reaction from these organizations that they want to use the product to inspire others is really, really motivating for our team. Okay, so we're coming to the end. We've probably got about 10 minutes before I field a few questions. And I want to talk about investing in Vestaboard. We set out to raise money in the fall to close a Series C preferred round. I just want to give you an update on that and then talk about how we're aiming to close all of it in this month. This forward-looking statements just let you know that if you are contemplating an investment, I'm going to talk to you about how you can do that, both on Start Engine and directly talking to Kristen or I. That anything forward-looking is based on assumptions, beliefs, but nothing is cast in stone. And certainly in the uncertain world we live in, I'm sure you're very aware of that, but I feel the obligation to let you know that. First and foremost, it is about the team for us. It really is about making sure that the business has the capital to scale and grow and to meet our customers' needs. And to do that, it takes a dedicated team. The sacrifices that many people on this team have made for this product are hard to describe. In our last live event, I mentioned Ian. Ian is now running all of our partner factory operations. And he has been with that partner factory every day to the point where he has not traveled in all of 2020 because of COVID, but he was very dedicated to stay with the factory and to be there to make sure that we could start shipping and delivering in 2020. And just every one of these faces and names are people I could call out as someone who's contributed so tremendously. And Steve Zadesky, who's actually an advisor, has a great quote for the Founding Customers Vestaboard, which is something to the effect that, you know, if you make mistakes, it just means you have better stories. And so as you look at all the things we've done over the last few years, the number of stories this team has created has been remarkable. So it's been about dedication and expertise to get to the point where we got with this. Faiza Hassan, who has led our product efforts, she was involved in the design of the original Echo at Amazon, and she was also building laptops at Dell for 10 or 12 years as a product designer. And so one of the things that I make sure we have is the right team members to be delivering on the product that we're delivering on. As we've moved from a very complex, intricate hardware product to software, we are continuing to look at how we make the software as good as possible. I probably joked the last live event, I've done 2 software companies. They were very hard and complicated in their own right. Now we're doing hardware and software, and hardware and software is a lot. And so I'm going to be looking for customers for their ideas and for their help to figure out with me and the company, you know, what we need to deliver to really make Vestaboard an exceptional experience and introduce ideas for that software as we go. Just some of the key metrics for the business. So we're now at over 6 million in pre-orders. We sold 3,000 units through November of the Founding Edition. We've just opened a brand new website, which is exciting, which you can check out to start our sales into 2021. And quite frankly, this includes the amount we raised in the fall. We've done what we've done on very thin capital for a hardware company and a hardware and software company. And so if you look at many companies that have built the kind of hardware products that are as complicated and intricate as ours, including one of the largest PCBs, you know, the circuitry on the back of our Vestaboard, I think it has to be among the largest in the industry. It's got over 2,000 electronic parts on it. What we've been able to do with our capital to date is, I think, very impressive. And importantly, from an investment perspective, we are going into a big market. We're a unique and differentiated product, which I think is really important. Our goal is going to be to continue to focus on this product and to get it out to as many offices and workplaces and homes as we can. And the good news is I think there's an appetite for something beyond just the phone. And I think this idea of wall space and interactivity combined with our passion for inspiring people and having Vestaboard inspire people puts us in a really interesting position in a market that is going to get occupied by some giants. And so our job as a startup is going to stay focused and provide a product experience that is very different and better than what you could get with a lot of the commoditized type products that are emerging. Our focus for this year is really about the foundation of our business, which is Vestaboard. As a customer, most importantly is we get you your Vestaboard ASAP. I'll tell you how you can check in on the status of your order if you haven't received it. But that's our obligation this year. That's our focus. We think there's a big market for Vestaboard. If you think we've sold 3,000 plus units, we sell 100,000 units over the next 4 years, 6 years, 8 years. There's $200 million in sales available to us just for this product. And that's an exciting place to be. We think there's even more potential with this product just by virtue of the fact that we've modularized the key component of the product. So we're going to stay focused this year on the foundation, and we're going to start to get that messaging software going. We've got obviously the basics of how you send a message, control your Vestaboards within the mobile app or the web. Those installables, I think, is a really exciting area for us. Not only can we use it to automate the Vestaboards, but those messages could potentially flow in different places. So for us, a focus on the software is going to be very important as a business, not only this year in supporting our customers, but absolutely in the future. In fact, we may offer many types of devices in the future, but our software is really going to be the core engine of our company. And our big, hairy, audacious goal, as I learned about from a great book I read called Good to Great 10 years ago, for a company to have a big, hairy, audacious goal is we really want to be the leader in smart displays. And we think that we can introduce other types of products in the future. I'm not going to talk about them today. Our focus this year right now is to make sure that we get Vestaboard out into the world. But we do think there's plenty of opportunities to produce other types of displays on our software platform. And we're going to be different by being very customer focused, take a little bit of a different angle on privacy, and not maybe be the behemoth that listens to everything you say and tries to predict everything you want to do. Although there will be some intelligent software that we create, but also focus on the design and inspiration angle of what we're doing. So our goal at Vestaboard as a company is to grow a very large company in this very large market. But our focus this year is to make sure we deliver an amazing product experience for our customers in 2020. So to summarize, we're closing up our 4.5 million Series C preferred this month. To date, we've closed on 3.85 million to date. I mentioned we've achieved 6 million in pre-orders, and we're now shipping product, and that's very exciting. Our plan is to be on a clear path to double-digit millions this year and into the future, and build out our software and developer community. And we do think we can provide more explosive growth to the company down the road, maybe next year, introducing a second product that's more affordable. Right now, one of the biggest comments we get is that our product is too expensive, even though many people love this product. If our mission is going to be to create products that help inspire others, we don't think this will be our only product. But we are thrilled to be starting with this product as our first product, and Vestaboard will be our flagship product for a long time to come. So to summarize today, on the investment side, if you're interested, please contact Kristen or I. If you're an accredited investor investing $25,000 or more, there are some requirements around accreditation you would have to meet, and we would talk you through those if you want to invest directly in the company. Or you can also go to startengine.com/Vestaboard and participate at $500 or more right directly on that platform. And there are some rules, but it's essentially for the investing public. We encourage you to read our disclosure, to read through our vision and our planning, and invest on the Start Engine. The one nice thing about the Start Engine campaign was we knew it would allow any of our investors any of our customers to participate in the offering. But even if you're not a customer, you can participate. And in fact, if you missed the opportunity to be a part of the founding Customers Vestaboard, which did change there at one point, then you could join the founding Vestaboard, or the Founders Vestaboard, with your own quote by participating as an investor, even at that $500 level. There's 175 of you on the phone call. Would love to see many of you participate in our investment offering. It would give a lot of excitement and energy to the team. And as I mentioned, if you're interested in participating at an accredited level, you'd be joining some great investors in the business already. Please contact Kristen or myself directly via email. Okay. Thank you for listening to that and the update. I hope it was helpful. I've had these questions I haven't seen yet, and so I'm excited to see what kind of questions were out there. I'll do my best to answer them. They were added to the Google slide deck as this presentation was going. We'll move to that portion and then we'll wrap up. So questions that have come in are, is there a referral program for customers and founding customers? The answer is not at this minute. We didn't want to introduce it today, but we're going to introduce one. We talk about hitting our goals from an investment standpoint, 3,000 customers getting their product in the next 4 or 5 months, maybe in the next few days for some of you. We absolutely want to get your feedback on that product, make sure you love it, and then, quite frankly, seek your help in spreading the love of that product to others. And building out a referral program is an important part of that. And you will see us introduce in the coming weeks, maybe a month, a customer referral program. And we'll be reaching out to those of you who have your Vestaboard to get your feedback and to also get your feedback on the program itself, because we'd like to make it something that's worthwhile for you, not just because you love the product, but something that's fun and engaging for you to participate in and gives rewards for being able to spread love about Vestaboard. Time estimate to an Android app. So good news, we've got iPhone available on the App Store. You should be able to find Android on the Play Store. So if you can't find it, please contact support. But I know I've been on the Play Store and seen the Android app. So Android does have feature parity to the iPhone, and we do plan to keep that parity going forward. And so you can find the Android app on the Play Store. Again, about apps, technically, you could download it, whether you're a customer or not, and play with it. I guarantee you it's not as fun as playing with the real thing. As you can tell, when messages come in, it's much more fun than when you're playing just with a virtual Vestaboard on your app. But if you're a developer and you want to get started, and we'll talk about the API in a few weeks as well, if you're a developer and you want to get started, you can get access to both the mobile and the web app to start playing around with integrations, have a simulated Vestaboard. I love the combination of old and new with Vestaboard. What future products are next? So I'm not going to talk about future products other than to say there's lots of ideas. Again, this is a modular component. There's some really interesting things we can do with this. I've got a few customers who are anxious to get their hands on more of these. Right now, we're reserving them in case there's an issue with any Vestaboard. Sometimes in transport, for example, we've noticed that one of these flaps might fall out in transport, sometimes, very rarely, but it happens. So we will want to be ready to make sure that we can have this be replaceable for any customer. But I see tons of potential with this component. And when I was thinking of Vestaboard, there were many other formats that I was looking at besides this. I mean, this seemed really hard and complicated, to be honest, and many people told us not to try. Having done this, thinking about some of the other formats, realizing that they might have been easier, I think there's tons of potential. Again, we're going to focus on getting Vestaboard out into the world, get our software right, and rest assured there's some ideas for future products. And I welcome your ideas, but I know that the team and a few of us are bubbling at the prospect, but our focus is to get the Vestaboard to our customers. Can it be synced with a motion detector? Now, the answer is with IFT, the IFTT stuff I showed you, there is that ability if your motion detector is on there. I think Wise is a company that has a motion detector. So you could set up a motion detector and have that trigger a message to Vestaboard. And that's another example that, you know, maybe they don't have all the motion detectors on IFTT. So we absolutely, with our installables platform, will look to add those types of things. I think that would be a really fun one. I think it's better that the customers do it with their own technology rather than us having everything built into this Vestaboard. Those are the types of integrations that we get really excited about and can be really fun if the customer's setting different things like that up. And this is probably the most important question for some of you is how do I know my order status? I think last June I was very bullish we would be delivering by September. Most of you realized through email from us in September that it was going to be starting closer to November and December, getting a few things worked out on the manufacturing process, getting that going. We have our customer portal. You should have an email from us with a link to that customer portal. If you log in, you may need to click sign up and use the same email that you used for your order. We do feel good about the months that we are providing as guidance as to when we will ship. We are in motion on manufacturing. We've forecasted the number of units we need to deliver by month. There should be a month inside the portal. It's going to either be January, February, March, April, maybe May for some of you. And we feel good about that. So please, I'm not saying for sure there won't be a couple of weeks delay or maybe a little bit of a delay due to transit issues and COVID and all the things going on in the world, especially to Europe and some of the activities going on there. But we do feel really good. And I think you should feel good that we're actually delivering product today and our customers are loving it. And yes, we've got to keep going and work very hard, but that customer portal should give you what you need. So please log in. It'll walk you through some steps. You'll have to give us your shipping address so we know exactly where we're shipping it to. So if we have to calculate taxes, I'm sorry, we will calculate taxes. And then we'll also give you the shipping price for your region. So that'll take a few days, maybe even sometimes weeks or months because we're doing it in waves. So if you come in and you're getting your Vestaboard in April, you probably give us your shipping address. We won't let you know till until March to pay the balance, the final balance, and have a confirmed order. But please go to the customer portal and check email if you haven't seen that email recently. We have heard of many emails going missing through various filters that you have on your emails. So that's the way to do it. So with that, I think that's the end of our event, and really appreciate all of the customers and all the interested people who are joining. We're here to answer any questions, and thank you so much. Very fitting to end. Hopefully it's a good quote on the Founders Vestaboard. There you go. The gift of expressing emotions through words is priceless. I love you, be forever and always. Conrad Comment. All right, Conrad, you got full attention to your message to your wonderful loved ones here at our Vestaboard live event. Thank you for joining, and please do reach out to us at any time and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Vestaboard. Thank you.